Alright, this one caught me off guard in the best way. Today we're touring the Maddy plan by Chesmar Homes, and it's got some really smart surprises inside, like a flex space, an optional media room, and the layout just gives you tons of versatility in just over 2,500 square feet. And we're here in Santa Rita Ranch, one of the fastest growing and most award-winning master plan communities in Liberty Hill. Built for families who want more than just a neighborhood. They want a lifestyle. And if you're new to the channel, I'm Ryan Schwartz, your guide to awesome living and relocation. I help families just like yours buy, sell, and build across Central Texas with the strategy, insight, and local expertise to make smart moves in today's market. And let's just keep it real. I've lost over 85 pounds in the last year. That same focus and discipline, it's how I show up for my clients. I'm not here to sell you. I'm here to guide, protect and help you win. And if you're someone who connects through feeling, you'll love the natural flow of this layout. It's open, warm, and built for real life. And if you're facts driven, think 4 bedrooms, 3 full baths, a dedicated flex room, optional media space. And if you're in this for fun and lifestyle, you've got access to resort style amenities, top rated schools, and some of the best community vibes in the Austin metro. And if you're serious about moving, make sure you stay until the end. I've got a free ultimate relocation guide just for you, packed with everything you need to make a confident move to Central Texas. All right, let's jump into the Maddy floor plan and see if this might be your dream home. Let's go. All right, what did you think of the Maddy by Chesmar Homes? With that flex room, optional media room, and that smart 2-story layout, this plan really gives you room to grow into it or make it your own. And if you're driven by how a home feels, this one probably gave you that I could see us here kind of vibe. Open spaces, natural light, and the flow that actually makes sense. And if you're more into the facts, here's what we're working with. 4 bedrooms, 3 full baths, over 2,500 square feet, a dedicated flex room, media room option, and a thoughtful division between living and the resting areas across 2 stories. And if you're all about lifestyle, Santa Rita Ranch is one of the best around. Award-winning schools, resort-style amenities, trails, events, and a built-in community you'll love to be a part of. And hey, don't forget, the builder represents themselves, and you deserve someone who represents you. And here's how I help my clients buy new construction. I break down the fine print on the contracts and timelines. I help you compare builder incentives and find hidden value. I connect you with trusted inspectors, yes, even on new builds. And I negotiate smart, from pricing to upgrades to lot selection. I've helped dozens of families just like you buy, build, and relocate with clarity and confidence, and I'd love to be a resource for you too. And be sure to download my free Ultimate Relocation Guide down below. It's packed with school zones, tax info, neighborhood breakdowns, and insider builder tips. And let me know in the comments, what did you think of the Maddy floor plan? And what other builders or layouts or communities would you like to see me tour next? And if you got any value from this video, do me a huge favor. Hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that bell notification. It seriously means the world to me to keep me motivated to bring you more helpful content every week and every day. And again, I'm Ryan Schwartz, your guide to awesome living and relocation. And remember to stay humble, stay hungry, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye for now.